The race to CLAT 2023 is on. With last few days left for CLAT, here's your chance to make every day count. BYJU'S Exam Prep, CLAT and Law brings to you back-to-back interactive lectures for your last-minute preparation. Last CLAT to CLAT 2023. Marathon sessions based on actual paper pattern. 7 days Maha revision sessions for CLAT and IELTS. Paper solving tips. Every day at 11 a.m., 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. only on our YouTube channel. Do not forget to join us for detailed exam analysis and paper solution for IELTS 2023 on 11th December and for CLAT 2023 on 18th December. Subscribe now and hit the bell icon to never miss an update.
Very good morning everyone and welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep. My name is Alpa Sharma and this is our weekly editorial analysis. I hope I'm clearly audible and visible to everybody. Good morning Sabita, Krishna, Neha and everyone else. I hope everything's good. Looks good, everything sounds good. Good morning, good morning. Good morning everybody. Yeah, so I think I'm clearly audible and visible. Yes, thank you for confirming that. We have another class like we did yesterday. We pick up passages or yes, Saditi, a little different. So I brought another passage for you and the passage is from the print.in. If you've seen the sample papers, if you've seen the previous year papers, print से बहुत सारे passages आए हैं और आ सकते भी हैं. So I've picked up a passage from the print और वो passage आज detail में पढ़ेंगे. अब passage tricky है देखो, for sure it's tricky. So you'll have to be very very careful specifically with what exactly is the author's stance. ये आपके लिए important होगा आज की क्लास में. ये थोड़ा confusing है because language difficult है, vocabulary difficult है, तो for sure it's going to be a difficult passage that we're going to be doing today. तो जल्दी से एक बार देख लेते हैं agenda क्या होगा. Agenda is we're going to take up one article from the print magazine से हम लेंगे और इसमें बहुत सारी vocabulary है उसको याद करने की कोशिश करेंगे. बहुत सारे inferences है जो आप draw कर सकते हो. Tone of the author भी difficult है, main idea भी difficult है. Main idea फिर भी इतना difficult नहीं है, you can understand. But tone थोड़ा difficult हो जाता है, simultaneously inferences यहाँ difficult हो जाते हैं. और बहुत time बाद, if you guys have been regular with me, आपको पता होगा कि जब पहले हिंदू न्यूज़पेपर का editorial analysis में लेती थी, I used to pick up some political articles at time. तो बहुत time के बाद मैंने एक political article आज pick किया है, क्योंकि मुझे लगता है वैसे passages exam में आ सकते हैं. पॉलिटिकल है बट नॉन पॉलिटिकल भी है किसी तरीके से. आपको समझ में आएगा जब आप पैसेज पढ़ोगे. तो भूमि मुझे याद करना पड़ेगा बट आई डोंट रिमेम्बर कल का क्या पैसेज, क्योंकि कल के बाद मैंने और 2-3 क्लासेस ले ली एंड आई हैव फॉरगॉटन यस्टरडेज. अच्छा, डिस्क्रिप्टिव एंड एक्सप्लेनेटरी. नेहा, दैट्स अ वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन. लेट मी डिस्कस अबाउट इफ यू हैव टू चूज बिटवीन डिस्क्रिप्टिव एंड एक्सप्लेनेटरी और एक्सपोजिटरी, हाउ विल यू चूज. देखो, डिस्क्रिप्टिव बहुत डिटेल्ड नहीं होता, एक्सप्लेनेटरी ज्यादा डिटेल्स में जाता है. ओके, दैट्स द ओनली डिफरेंस बिटवीन डिस्क्रिप्टिव एंड एक्सप्लेनेटरी और एक्सपोजिटरी. ज्यादा डिटेल में जाना, इन डेप्थ एनालिसिस करना, वो एक्सप्लेनेटरी हो सकता है. डिस्क्रिप्टिव सिर्फ ऊपर ऊपर की चीजों को एक्सप्लेन डिस्क्राइब करते हैं रादर. तो एक बहुत थिन लाइन ऑफ डिफरेंस है डिस्क्रिप्टिव और एक्सप्लेनेटरी में. एक्सप्लेनेटरी ज्यादा डिटेल में जाता है एज कंपेयर टू डिस्क्रिप्टिव. एक्सप्लेनेटरी इज मोर डिटेल्ड. Okay, so that's the difference. But expository और explanatory में difference है, and that is expository is more like exposing something. Explanatory सिर्फ एक description के sense में आ जाता है. So अगर ये तीनों option दिए, that's how you differentiate between them. I hope the difference is clear to everyone. Before I show you the passage, we have launched our test series, and this is the right time that you can enroll yourself for this program because we expect you to take many mocks, at least one mock every single day. तो अभी भी आपके पास टाइम है. यू हैव अप्रोक्सीमेटली 30-24-25 days टू गो. अभी भी टाइम है, एनरोल कर लो प्रोग्राम के लिए एंड मेक द मोस्ट ऑफ इट. लेट्स स्टार्ट विद अ पैसेज एवरीवन. यस्टरडेज पैसेज वाज अबाउट द अर्थवॉर्म. यस, थैंक यू भूमि फॉर रिमाइंडिंग मी. अर्थवॉर्म का टोन आर्गुमेंटेटिव, नो, एक्सप्लेनेटरी. भूमि, इट्स एक्सप्लेनेटरी. ठीक है. ओके, हाँ मनु हो सकता है, एग्जैक्टली वो डिस्क्रिप्टिव भी हो सकता है वैसे, ठीक है। हाँ नेहा, आई रिमेम्बर दैट एंड दैट्स हाउ यू डिफरेंशिएट। उसका आंसर एक्सप्लेनेटरी एक्सपोजिटरी था। Yes, Ravindra, I was trying to answer your question yesterday. I kept asking Ravindra if you're online or not, if you're online or not, and there was no reply coming from you. So I thought you left the class. There are many kids who leave the class, and since they're not in the class, I refrain from answering their questions. Now, since you're back, your question is how to improve critical reasoning score. See, Ravindra, that's for everyone. And Ravindra, if you're struggling with critical reasoning, there are a few steps that I want you to follow. One, please make your concepts regarding the basic terminologies of critical reasoning absolutely clear. Concepts like what are assumptions, what are conclusions, what are inferences, what is the argument. You have to be very, very clear with the basic concepts of these terminologies. If you're not clear with the concept, you cannot differentiate between a premise and an argument, and eventually you are going to get almost every question incorrect. आपको ये, you need to know the basic difference between these terms, specifically the difference between a premise and an argument, because the entire question is dependent on that. And when people are unable to differentiate between these two, they work on this and eventually mark an incorrect answer. You need to know what the argument in the question is, and according to the argument, you'll get the critical reasoning questions correct. Please make sure to understand what exactly is the author asking you to do. If he is asking you to resolve a paradox, what exactly is the author asking you to do if he's asking you to strengthen an argument. So these are basic concepts that you need to get clear, specifically working on the differentiation between premise and argument. Once you're done with the concept clarity, second step would be solving loads and loads of questions. There are many questions that have come in the previous year paper. If you pick up the NLS paper, NALSAR papers before CLAT started, if you pick up critical reasoning sections of ALET paper, you'll find loads of good questions that can help you improve your accuracy in critical reasoning. So the second step should be solving many questions. And third step is, while you're solving these questions, please rectify your mistakes. So if you've got one question wrong, if you've marked an A but the answer was C, you need to know why is A incorrect that I was unable to do, and why is C correct that I had eliminated. This is one process that you need to follow. These three steps would be absolutely enough for you to understand any critical reasoning concept and get the questions correct. Okay? So, oh, Vinayak, I'm glad. Thank you. So see, Ravindra, Vinayak was helped. You should also be helped. You just need to follow this. Okay? बस एक बात याद रखना सब लोग. Remember this thing. Without practice, all of this is going to be useless. I can tell you this thing multiple times over and over again. But if you do not practice these things, if you don't apply these three things, you cannot improve your scores. There are many classes available on YouTube on critical reasoning that we have taken. You just need to type my name or KD sir's name, Krishnendu Datta or Alpa Sharma. Along with it, type critical reasoning, assumptions, conclusions. There are going to be many classes that you'll find. Just type our name along with critical reasoning and you'll find a lot of sessions that we have taken. Okay. Vinayak says, no, Vinayak is done. Okay, Vinayak says expository means like exposing. Exactly. Descriptive is giving sort of analysis of the passage. Yes, you're absolutely right, Vinayak. Although there's a difference between descriptive and analytical also. I hope you know that. Vaishnavi says, Miss, please tell difference between descriptive. I just did. Vaishnavi, did you join late? I just explained the difference between descriptive, explanatory, expository. The most detailed one out of the three is expository. Okay. The second one, less detailed, explanatory. Completely less detailed, descriptive. Only telling you about what had happened. That's descriptive. Getting more and more into the details, the level goes down to explanatory to expository. That's the difference. Ma'am, is it possible to improve critical reasoning score in the last 15 days? Absolutely, Ravindra. But hey, you know, guys, I'm going to answer this in and that's the last question off topic that I'm going to answer right now. And then we're going to take the passage because the passage is tricky. But hey, ek baat yaad rakhna. I don't have to remind you of the fact, yet I am going to do it. When you have your school examinations, 1 day before the exam, 2 days before the exam, 10 days before the exam, your efficiency just shoots up. Why does that happen? Because there's a pressure increasing on your head that this is the time I need to perform. And the last 15 days, 10 days are the most crucial one for you because you have nothing else to do. Even if you have your schools, just stop going to the school, stop preparing for your pre-boards or stop preparing for your boards altogether. These 10 days, 20 days should be devoted to CLAT and ALET only and only. Stop going to the school if you still are going to the school. Stop being bothered with your pre-boards or your practicals or whatever. Everything can be managed later on. You have many months to go after that. Till March, you have 3 more months. So you can easily prepare for your boards. Right now, give your full time to CLAT and ALET preparation, low entrance exam preparations, and your efficiency would be the highest right now. Please take one mock every single day. If you've already exhausted your mocks, you can take the previous year papers, solve sectional tests. Many tests are available on our app, but your efficiency is going to be the highest right now. Please make the most of this limited amount of time that you have. You can still make this happen. On that note, I hope you're pepped up enough. Hit a like button, please, if you are. Okay, if you've hit the like button, let's go on. Read the first page. Very tricky. Let's have fun with the passage. Here you go. Read this and send me done. This is going to touch upon a lot of you kids personally. I would, Kazim, read the page. I will reply to you. Khushi, read the page. Khan Market Gang. कौन है Khan Market Gang इधर? Who is the author referring to? कौन है ये Khan Market Gang? कौन बताएगा? Yes, Ashi, that's the English speaking elite. Yeah, yes, Sijan. People who, yeah, पता है, it's ironical that your English teacher is taking a passage. नहीं, they could be leftist or left or right wing both. ये दोनों तरीके के लोग हो सकते हैं. इनको प्रॉब्लम सिर्फ एक चीज से है, elimination of English from our education. And it's ironical that your English teacher is taking a passage on phasing out English from education. मेरा क्या होगा, मेरी livelihood का क्या होगा? I'm still taking in a plunge, and I'm going to discuss it क्योंकि what matters more is not my livelihood but what comes in your examination. ठीक है? अब the first paragraph is very tricky. What is the stance of the author? What does he want? English to be phased out or not phased out? What did you understand here? What does the author think? Should English actually be phased out or not? क्या है स्टैंड ऑथर का? फर्स्ट पैराग्राफ बहुत ट्रिकी है, एक एक लाइन समझेंगे. Okay, Kazim, Lucknow University roughly ranks at 6th ओके तो क्योंकि अभी एनएलएस में नंबर ऑफ सीट्स इंक्रीज हो गई हैं, यू नीड टू बी इन द टॉप 150 people to be able to get into Lucknow. And okay, English should not be phased out. Not be phased out. आहा, गलती कर रहे हैं सब लोग अभी. So let me explain the first paragraph to you. ठीक है? Every public debate in our country involving English language serves to illustrate an apartheid mindset. Apartheid क्या था? What was apartheid? कौन बताएगा? Differentiation on the basis of color. कि blacks different है, white different है, white superior है, black inferior है. इस पे focus होना. Relink कर सकते हैं सब लोग apartheid से? How debate regarding English language is moving away from logic. Okay. See, right now you don't have a clear stance of the author. Race differentiation, racism is apartheid. Yes. So, author says every time a debate happens on removal of English language from our education, it looks like you are differentiating high class, low class. किसी तरीके से डिफरेंशिएशन इन द सोसाइटी हो रहा है, जैसे अपार्थीड में हो रहा था डिफरेंशिएशन, वैसे ही इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज को लेके भी एक डिफरेंशिएशन हो रहा है सोसाइटी में. रीजनेबल पर्सन मेक लॉजिक स्टैंड. अगर कोई रीजनेबल पर्सन है वो लॉजिक पे बात करेगा, बट इन डिबेट्स में लॉजिक की बात नहीं हो रही है. अब लॉजिक की बात नहीं रही, हो सकता है ऑथर चाहता है इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज रिमूव हो जाए, हो सकता है ऑथर चाहता है इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज ना रिमूव हो. वी डोंट नो हिज स्टैंड. ही जस्ट सेज ये जो डिबेट्स होती है ना, ये बिना लॉजिक के होती है, ये माइंडलेस डिबेट्स होती है. सिर्फ इतना बोला ऑथर ने. अभी तक हमको ऑथर का स्टैंड नहीं पता है. ओके, प्रिजम्पशंस रिप्लेस एक्सपीरियंस, anecdotes outweigh evidence, advocates of radical change in every walk of life turn out to be conservatives scared of contamination. तो अभी लग रहा है ऑथर थोड़ा सा, क्योंकि ये जो इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज की वजह से हमारा कल्चर कंटेमिनेटेड हो रहा है, लोग ऐसा बोलते हैं जो रेडिकल चेंजेस चाहते हैं कि कंप्लीटली इंग्लिश वाइप आउट कर दो, हिंदी लेके आ जाओ, हिंदी हमारी मातृभाषा है. What they're doing is they're just being scared of contamination. Looks like he does not want English to be removed. You realize what it means to be up against the ruling class and its ruling ideas. Which was the ruling class? Which language did they speak? They spoke English. It's difficult to oppose the ruling class and the ruling ideas that are still prevalent in our country. It's difficult to do that. The latest debate on phasing out in higher education is a replay of a familiar pattern. Just the mention of the possibility it sends out English-speaking elite, that is the Khan market gang. Khan market is a very popular market in Delhi. If you stay in Delhi, if you've been to Delhi, you would know that. And all the elites go to Khan market to shop, apparently. I've never done that. I've stayed in Delhi for a lot of years of my life. I've never done that. So I probably am not a part of the Khan market gang, the elite who speak English. वो सब पागल हो जाते हैं, अरे भाई इंग्लिश हटा दोगे हमारा क्या होगा, ये तो हमारी सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट लैंग्वेज है, ये तो हमारा क्लास डिफाइन करता है. ओके, सो अभी भी बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग स्टैंड ऑथर का निकल के नहीं आया अबाउट व्हाट ही वांट्स. शुड इंग्लिश स्टिल बी देयर और शुड इट बी फेज्ड आउट? दे रीड वाइल्ड कॉन्स्पिरेसीज regarding the language. So basically these people have their own doubt, the elites have their own doubt, they think it's conspiracy. Looks like the author is criticizing the presence of English. He says English बोलने वाले वो लोग, तुम अपने आप को elite मानते हो, तुम अपनी ही conspiracy theories बना लेते हो, ये सब गलत है. अब author का stance थोड़ा सा pro regional languages हो रहा है. Can you see that, everyone? It is expensive, Shubham, for sure. So do you see how the author is now moving a little towards regional languages and removal of English? Because he says, you elite, you just treat conspiracy theories. You just make it Hindi versus other Indian languages as a debate. जैसे डिवाइड एंड रूल के टाइम लोगों ने किया था, आप भी वैसा ही तो कर रहे हो, दिस वर्सेस दैट. ठीक है, नाउ लेट्स गो टू द नेक्स्ट पेज. लेट्स सी अब ऑथर का स्टैंस क्या है. अभी थोड़ा सा इंक्लिनेशन ऑथर का हो गया टुवर्ड्स प्रो हिंदी, प्रो रीजनल लैंग्वेजेस बेसिकली. लेट्स गो टू द नेक्स्ट पेज एवरीवन. पेज नंबर 2 पढ़ो, पढ़ के बताओ. दे अगेन आर द एलीट. ओके, आप बताओ मुझे ऑथर का स्टैंस. I am not Arzu. That's my livelihood. I run my household with this language. No, Vinayak, not Shashi Tharoor. अब मुझे बताओ ऑथर क्या चाहता है? Removal of English or keeping English intact? What does the author want? Is he happy with English going on, or does he want to remove English, phase it out, and make the regional languages more popular? Pro Hindi? Pro regional languages. He is pro regional languages. He wants the removal of English. He is pro regional languages. I hope you've understood that. But, Arya, that's a very important point. He says complete removal is wrong. Can I say, can I infer, the whole passage till now is written to advocate why regional languages are important? Yes. Can I say, till this point, the author argues that this debate is not a blind removal of English कि कल से English हटा दो सब regional language में होगा. He says it should be a step-by-step process. It should be gradual. So while people are debating कि English होना चाहिए, regional language नहीं होना चाहिए, he's trying to make people understand that you are misunderstanding our point of view when we say phase out English. We don't mean to phase out English because you've seen, अच्छा ये बहुत सारी ना हिंदी में बुक्स रिसर्फेस हो जाती है सोशल मीडिया पे जहां एक्सट्रैक्ट्स आते हैं हिंदी में बुक के कितना बैडली कंटेंट लिखा होता है उनमें इंडियन लैंग्वेजेस में. He says वैसे काम नहीं करना हमको. We're not debating on complete removal. We're debating on should a policy be brought in or not, और क्या ये policy काम आएगी कि नहीं आएगी, हम उस पे debate कर रहे हैं. Then this another very good paragraph here which can lead to a lot of inferences here. These people who are the Khan market gang, who are the elites, they just dismiss the idea of higher education in Indian language. Why and what is their argument? What is the argument that they give for dismissing the idea of regional language education? They say, problem क्या है इंग्लिश में? चल तो रहा है सब बढ़िया, चलने दो, क्या प्रॉब्लम है इंग्लिश में पढ़ने में? Author draws an analogy of these Khan market gang with apartheid. जैसे एक white person बोल रहा है, क्यों uplift करना है black person को? प्रॉब्लम क्या है? सब सही चल तो रहा है. सिमिलरली जहां मेल पेट्रियार्की को रिस्पॉन्ड करते हैं मेल्स बोलते हैं चलने दो, प्रॉब्लम क्या है, सब चल तो रहा है बढ़िया से, विमेन हाउसहोल्ड संभाल रही है, बच्चे बड़े कर रही है, खाना बना रही है, हम काम करके आ रहे हैं, हम अर्न कर रहे हैं, चलने दो, प्रॉब्लम क्या है. The author is absolutely critical here. He is finding flaws in the mindset of the elite, English speaking elite. The Khan market gang says आपको लग रहा होगा प्रॉब्लम क्या है, प्रॉब्लम इज डीप डाउन इनसाइड, सिमिलर टू द apartheid or the patriarchy. Did you get it, everyone? Okay, he is absolutely critical, downrightly critical. Now here by this line, it might look like he is criticizing the presence of regional languages. He says हाँ गलती है, रीजनल लैंग्वेज में बुक लिखी जाती है तो प्रॉब्लम है उसमें, बट हम उस प्रॉब्लम को फेज आउट भी तो कर सकते हैं. प्रॉब्लम ये है कि इंग्लिश और रीजनल लैंग्वेज अगर आप दोनों को एक स्केल में वे करोगे, दोनों की मेरिट्स और डीमेरिट्स दोनों को वे करना होगा. हो सकता है रीजनल लैंग्वेज की मेरिट्स सरपास करे इंग्लिश की मेरिट्स को, लेकिन इनमें आपस में अपनी ही प्रॉब्लम से जिसको भी सॉल्व करना जरूरी है कि हम एक्सेप्ट करते हैं. वी आर नॉट ब्लाइंडली इम्पोजिंग रीजनल लैंग्वेजेस. ही इज जस्टिफाइंग his point here, supremely argumentative as well. Let's go to the next page, everyone. Page number 3. Read this and send me done. Yes, Arya, it does. That's quick, Ashi. Yes, Shrishti. Now, please point out what actually is the debate about. ये जो डिबेट है इंग्लिश और रीजनल लैंग्वेज के बीच में, इसका कोर डिबेटेबल इशू है क्या? पॉइंट इट आउट, बिकॉज अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल मिसअंडरस्टैंड द डिबेट एंड देन दे गिव इट अ पॉलिटिकल एंगल. हिंदुत्व आ जाता है, फिर वो पॉलिटिसाइज हो जाता है. फिर it is not about removing English language, it is about promoting regional languages. Mm, no, it's the second paragraph, first line. It is. This is what the debate is about. कि हायर एजुकेशन में एग्जामिनेशंस में क्या प्रेफर्ड मोड हम रीजनल लैंग्वेज बना सकते हैं. सी लेट्स टेक फॉर एग्जांपल CUET. Okay, CUET came into existence. I'm sure all of you know about CUET since आपके एज ग्रुप के बच्चे ये एग्जामिनेशन देते हैं. And there were many languages out of which one could choose. English was also one of the languages. And a child could prefer one language over the other. He could choose one language. If the entire examination would have been like CLAT, only English, a child from a vernacular background, a child from a state or a city where English language was not so strongly spoken would have problems. I'm sure a lot of you faced problem while you started studying English, hardcore English for CLAT. क्योंकि आपके स्कूल में, आपके एरिया में इंग्लिश को इतना इंपॉर्टेंस नहीं दिया जाता था. तो ये जो कंपल्सरी इंग्लिश बना दिया गया है कि इंग्लिश में ही क्लैट होगा, इंग्लिश में ही एग्जाम होगा, इस कंपल्सरी को हटा दिया जाए. दैट इज व्हाट द डिबेट इज अबाउट. इट शुड नॉट बी द ओनली प्रेफर्ड मीडियम ऑफ एजुकेशन. द मीडियम कैन डिपेंड on person to person. You can choose, area to area, teachers can choose. That is what the debate is about. English cannot be the most preferred language in higher education. Yes. अब देखो इस डिबेट के ना बहुत सारे लेयर्स हैं कि कैसे हमारा कल्चर आ जाता है, कैसे हमारी रीजनल लैंग्वेजेस आ जाती हैं, कैसे हम एज अ कंट्री अपने आप को शोकेस करते हैं बाकी कंट्रीज के सामने. इफ यू लुक एट एन एग्जांपल दैट दीज आर माय 2 cents FYI beyond the passage. If you look at other countries, for example, the European countries specifically, their medium of education is predominantly focusing on their regional language. And they're really proud of that. If you have to communicate with them, you need to learn their language. And they're not bending over it, they're not succumbing over it. Kya hum as a country which is on the way of becoming a developed one? Yes, Germany as well. You see France, you see Switzerland, you see so many of these countries, they speak their own language. Italy, yes, absolutely. So can we as a country not promote our own language? Let's make it our own priority. That's what the author's stance is. Okay, let's go to the next page, everyone. So the entire gist of this page is that the debate is not about a lot of things people misunderstand. This whole paragraph is about misunderstandings people have regarding the point of debate. Okay, point of debate is not Hindi superior hai. Point of debate is not completely English wipe out कर दो. Point of debate is क्या English अकेला एक medium होना चाहिए? नहीं, probably that's the point of debate. So the entire page is making it clear what should our point of debate be. Next page. Here you go. Absolutely, Ashi, they're very particular. Yes, Neha. कितने लोग इस पैराग्राफ से अपने आप को रिलेट कर सकते हैं while you're preparing for CLAT? Yes, yes, Ashi. The end also is a little tricky. कितने लोग अपने आप को कोरिलेट कर सकते हैं इस मिडल ऑफ द पैराग्राफ से while you were preparing for CLAT? I'm sure a lot. I'm sure a lot. I've taught so many thousands of kids who've been in the same situation. कि स्कूल में आपने वर्नाक्युलर लैंग्वेज पढ़ा दी, इंग्लिश पास तो सभी कर लेते हैं बिना ज्यादा ध्यान दिए, फिर तुमने क्लैट जैसे एग्जामिनेशन बना दी जहां सिर्फ इंग्लिश में पेपर आता है, इंग्लिश का सेक्शन इतना इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाता है, राइट? A lot of you, Vinayak, Riya, Hariom, which is okay. Because you were taught regional languages, English you could easily pass, but then when you grew up, when you decided for higher education, there comes the problem. So, again, you need to differentiate that the debate is not about primary education. प्राइमरी एजुकेशन में तो आपको सारे लैंग्वेजेस पढ़ाते हैं, रीजनल लैंग्वेज भी पढ़ाते हैं, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ द रीजनल लैंग्वेजेस मैंने इतनी सारी रीजनल लैंग्वेजेस ग्रास्प कर ली हैं ओवर द इयर्स दैट आई हैव मूव्ड इनटू सो मेनी स्टेट्स and I've studied into so many states and I've grasped so many languages. I can easily read and write Assamese, Bengali, of course Hindi and Sanskrit as well. But now, since you decide to go into a higher education, you know that the problem here is the only medium of instruction is going to be English, purely English. What makes it worse? What is the medium of communication in codes? Oh, that's surprising, Kajal. कोर्ट्स में मोड ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन किस लैंग्वेज में होता है? आप केस लड़ोगे, जज के पास जाओगे, किस लैंग्वेज में बात करोगे? कॉमन लैंग्वेज. Yes, Anshu. It's English. The common language used in courts is English. And that's exactly why CLAT expects you to have a decent level of English before you start your law preparation. Okay? So when you go to courts, आपको इंग्लिश में ही करनी पड़ेगी सारी आर्ग्यूमेंट, और इसीलिए आपसे क्लैट एक्सपेक्ट करता है कि आप हिंदी में नहीं, आप रीजनल लैंग्वेजेस में नहीं. तो द प्रॉब्लम इज मल्टी लेयर्ड, है ना? ये कितने लेवल तक आगे जा रही है, दैट्स द प्रॉब्लम. Ease in comprehending in English is prerequisite to make sense of the subject. You will not understand law if you are uncomfortable with English. Proficiency in written English is a way to secure good degree, and quality of spoken English is a must for social self-respect. The result can only be called educide. Important word. What do you think is the meaning of the word educide? Please explain this, everyone. What is educide? See, he's called sole English medium education as a barbaric one. He says ये बहुत ही क्रूअल है, rigid है. Killing of the education, access to education or your ability to educate yourself. Killing that entire zeal into the minds of masses. That I can't study furthermore because ये सब English में है, ये मेरे comprehension के बाहर है. Death of your ability to learn more in higher education is educide. Okay, that is educide. I hope you understand. चलो नेक्स्ट पेज में चलते हैं. The author is very critical here. He's calling it barbaric. ये pedagogy की आपको सिर्फ इंग्लिश में पढ़ाई करनी, it's barbaric. और इसको educide बोला ऑथर ने. आगे पढ़ते हैं. नेक्स्ट पेज. He also calls it a disaster. Very critical. Do you see this whole paragraph is full of arguments made by the author? Absolutely. Yes, Ashi, that's exactly what I was writing. The author is supremely argumentative here. Are you able to understand the arguments, everyone? He, in the whole paragraph, is trying to find flaws in this hegemonic society where you think English is the best. He is argumentative. He is finding flaws in multiple ways into why English being the sole medium is bad and why your thought that English should be the supreme language is utterly wrong. Okay, देखो बहुत सारे arguments दिए author ने. यहाँ एक बहुत strong argument है कि आप जैसे French people, they're very proud of their language. Okay, they speak French. English थोड़ी बहुत आती है, but they would prefer communicating in English. They would never be ashamed of communicating in their language. They don't want to imitate anyone. When we prefer English over everything else, we're trying to imitate the West. Derivative and imitative means हम उनको copy करने की कोशिश करते हैं. ऐसा लगता है क्या हमारी कोई language नहीं है खुद की? जब है तो उसमें why are you not proud of talking in that language? So it's like you are trying to imitate somebody, you're trying to be like somebody. A nation that's developed, you're trying to be like that nation. Japanese don't do that. Koreans don't do that. Chinese don't do that. They don't imitate anyone. Then why do we do that? On the other hand, ये जो पूरी हायरार्की हमारी सोसाइटी ने बनाई थी, है ना, इस लेवल पे कास्ट सिस्टम जो बनाया था, बिकॉज जो लोअर कैटेगरी में आते थे लोग, दे वर डिवॉइड ऑफ एजुकेशन फॉर मेनी मेनी जनरेशंस, उनकी कंफर्टेबिलिटी विद इंग्लिश ड्रॉप्ड. सो अब जब आप इंग्लिश एज अ सोल लैंग्वेज बनाते हो इन लोगों के लिए जो कि दलित्स हैं, आदिवासीज हैं, बाकी ओबीसीज है, इनके लिए टू बी कंफर्टेबल बिकॉज दे हैव नॉट, the ancestors did not have access to quality education, they still face issues with it. So क्योंकि again the problem is manifold, the author is pro removal of English as the sole medium of education. To sum up, English dominance is a pedagogic, social and cultural disaster. Pedagogic is क्या तरीके में पढ़ाई की जाएगी, वो पढ़ाई का भी डिजास्टर हो गया, सोसाइटी का भी डिजास्टर हो गया, कल्चर का डिजास्टर तो है ही क्योंकि हम अपने कल्चर को पीछे छोड़ के इंग्लिश की तरफ इंक्लाइंड हो रहे हैं. Exactly, Shashti, they do. They know English and everybody, you and I. बच्चे देखो, अगर मैं आपको एक सिंपल आर्टिकल दे दूंगी इंग्लिश में, you'll be able to understand that. आप ऑफ कोर्स समझ जाओगे, थोड़ी बहुत इंग्लिश आप सबने स्कूल में पढ़ी है, बट क्या मुझे इतना प्रोफिशिएंटली, अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल कम टू मी एंड से मैम हाउ डू आई इंप्रूव माय प्रोनाउंसिएशन, तो मुझसे पूछ रहे हो जिसका खुद का प्रोनाउंसिएशन इज समथिंग दैट्स प्रीटी अवे फ्रॉम द वेस्टर्नर्स, टू please don't give any attention to what and how you pronounce. You're going to catch up gradually when you learn from lawyers, but that is something you should not be worried about. आगे चलते हैं, तो बिल्कुल प्रो रिमूवल ऑफ इंग्लिश है यहाँ. अच्छा, नेक्स्ट पेज दिखाने से पहले लास्ट लैब टू क्लैट अटेंड कर रहे हो, राइट? नहीं कर रहे हो तो करो, अभी भी टाइम है. दिस विल फॉर श्योर हेल्प यू इंक्रीज अ लॉट ऑफ मार्क्स. और बच्चे देखो, आई हैव ऑलमोस्ट 50 पीपल लाइव एंड वाचिंग मी. प्लीज हिट द लाइक बटन. यार कहाँ सेव करोगे इसको, बैंक में कोई इस पे इंटरेस्ट नहीं मिलेगा तुमको. इधर गिव मी सम लाइक्स एंड गिव मी सम शेयर्स एज वेल. ओके, आगे देखते हैं. Here, that's the schedule for last lab to CLAT for the upcoming days. What day is it today? 26th. आज last lab to CLAT की क्लास नहीं है. last lab to ALET की है, ALET crash course की दिखा दूंगी, जल्दी से पढ़ लो इसको. Now the author says, well, how should we do it? He says, this is not going to be easy. Of course, it is not going to be easy. Exactly, Vanshika. Absolutely, Shashti. It's absolutely good. तुमको क्या लगता है? Am I bothered? No, I've been teaching English for 12 years. I've never been bothered. Me. So now the author focuses on how should you do this? How should you remove English? He says it's a step-by-step process. It will take time. It will take time because it has its own cons. Pro तो हमने discuss कर लिया कि क्यों जरूरी है. Cons भी discuss कर रहा होता और author कह रहा problems हैं because हमारी खुद की regional language इतनी strong नहीं है. देखो you I ये जो आपकी generation तो फिर भी थोड़ा सा pro English हो गई है, but मेरी जो generation है आपसे एक generation ऊपर द प्रिंट द सोर्स ऑफ द आर्टिकल इज द प्रिंट. ठीक है, वो हमारी ना तो इंग्लिश बहुत अच्छी थी, ना हिंदी बहुत अच्छी थी, ना रीजनल लैंग्वेज बहुत अच्छी थी. हम बीच में रह गए, उस फाइट के बीच में रह गए कि लैंग्वेज होनी कौन सी चाहिए. ठीक है, ऑफ कोर्स आई नीदर एम आई सिजान एंड माय फादर इज अ स्कॉलर इन हिंदी एंड यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड उनकी बेटी एक इंग्लिश टीचर बन के आती है तो कितना कॉन्फ्लिक्ट होता होगा हमारे घर में. ही डिस्कस इंग्लिश ऑल टुगेदर. क्या लैंग्वेज पढ़ाते हो तुम, इस लैंग्वेज में कुछ नहीं है. एंड ही हैज हिज ओन पॉइंट्स एंड इवेंचुअली वी डोंट हैव आवर रीजनल लैंग्वेज स्ट्रांग. हमारे पास रिपोजिटरी नहीं है, सब कुछ इंग्लिश में बना हुआ है, सारी बुक्स इंग्लिश में बनी हुई है, सारी रिसर्च इंग्लिश में हुई हुई है, तो उन सबका ट्रांसलेशन जरूरी है. ही सेज यू हैव टू मेक दिस ट्रांजिशन अ नेशनल मिशन. ओके, so it has to be a national mission. Everything and anything needs to be moved on to Hindi or any other region. See, you remember, have you noticed this? The author has not focused on Hindi. He says it can be any regional language, but not English. He hasn't focused on Hindi completely. He says कोई भी language लो, तेलुगु लो, कन्नड़ लो, कोई भी language लो, लेकिन regional लो, उसको ट्रांसलेट करो रीजनल लैंग्वेज में, उसकी रेपोजिटरी बनाओ, उसको नेशनल मिशन बनाओ. ओके, लेट्स मूव टू द नेक्स्ट पेज एवरीवन. हियर यू गो. See, here it is. He says the languages have to be Indian. It could be Kannada, it could be Bengali, Marathi, Hindi. हिंदी का चौथा नंबर आया देखो, ताकि उसको कोई प्रो राइट विंग नहीं बोल दे. I understand. इट कुड ऑल्सो बी मोनोलिंगुअल, बट जैसे वो हिंदी बोल देगा ना, उसको पता है डायरेक्शन कहीं और चला जाएगा, ये लेफ्ट और राइट की लड़ाई हो जाएगी, फिर वहां नहीं जाना चाहता ऑथर. I'll give you my 2 cents here. Okay, so the author, of course, has focused on the fact. Yes, Anshu, it is a claim, and very important claim. We have to be very careful with this one. So, of course, the author has not focused only on Hindi. He says, कोई भी language choose करो. Start with regional languages, and specifically वो जो already established है. क्योंकि in languages पे you have literature, you have infrastructure, you have libraries, you have universities that function solely on these languages. It could also be Sanskrit. I can add it to the list. So you can work from these languages, then you can go to the other local dialects. But the problem is that there's a misconception in people's mind that spoken English or written English, English is your passport to a good job. I'll tell you, I've been working for so many years. I've always been working, barring the 2 years when I gave birth to my child, when I took a sabbatical. Apart from these 2 years, I've been working for 12 plus years. Okay, I've been in the industry. Now I'll tell you my 2 cents about English, and I've been training kids for CAT, MBA, GMAT, so many entrance examinations जो जॉब लेते हैं आगे जाके. मैं आपको बताती हूँ जॉब और इंग्लिश का क्या कोरिलेशन है मेरे एक्सपीरियंस से. इफ यू आर फ्लुएंट इन स्पीकिंग इंग्लिश और राइटिंग इंग्लिश, आपको जॉब तो गारंटीड मिल जाएगी इंडियन मार्केट में, ये गारंटी है. एब्सोल्युटली यस, बट it will never be a high paying job. If you are good with English, आप कुछ ना कुछ तो manage कर लोगे. You can be a person who can work for the reception or who can do the back office work, but you will never get a high paying job, because when you go on up in the scale of your profession, if you're technically sound, that's when your job will ensure you good pay. And technically sound does not depend on your medium of learning, does not depend on the language you speak. For example, if you are an IITN, somebody will hire you for your skills that you've learned in an IIT, not because how good you can speak English. तो इंग्लिश उन लोगों के काम आएगी जिन्होंने कुछ पढ़ा नहीं है लेकिन इंग्लिश बोलना आता है, तो कोई जॉब तो मिल जाएगी, फ्रंट ऑफिस का काम मिल जाएगा. बट इफ यू आर स्टडिंग, योर लैंग्वेज डज नॉट डिटरमाइन योर एबिलिटी टू गेट अ जॉब. And that's exactly what the author says, and that's exactly what I absolutely agree with. It will certainly not get you social respect. What उस logic से तो I should be the most socially respectable person, क्योंकि मैं पूरी इंग्लिश में भी बात कर सकती हूँ और मेरी इंग्लिश बहुत अच्छी है. I should be the most respectable person in this society. Social respect has nothing to do with English. Well-paid jobs has nothing to do with English. For sure, I absolutely agree with the author here. Okay, so ma'am, how to improve? Ravindra, please pay attention to what we are doing, my child. Okay, let's go on to the next page, everybody. Here you go with the last page. Let's see the conclusion of the author. Ravindra, FYI, we've taken some classes on speed reading. Please find those classes on our YouTube channel. Ah, lovely, Arzu. That's very good. Again, the author says English को हटाना नहीं है completely. रखो English को. Better quality English तो पढ़ा दो. English medium instruction नहीं होना चाहिए. Instruction का medium regional language होना चाहिए. English को रखो as a language. अच्छी English education दो. लेकिन medium of instruction बाकी subjects का regional languages. Question सारा इस पे आता है. अब थोड़ा सा ना ये political है paragraph. He says कौन हमको rule कर रहा है? Colonial rule है अभी भी? नहीं है ना? We have lost a lot of things to the colonial rule. We are recovering. In the process of recovering, we need to suppress the usage of English and bolster the usage of regional languages. The colonies have gone away. The Britishers have left our country. We lost a lot of things. We are recovering here. We cannot come to terms with English and put it in its place unless we understand the Queen's English cannot be the principal carrier of Indian modernity. He says, Queen's English बाहर जा चुकी है. It cannot make a modern India. उसके लिए आपको English को छोड़ना पड़ेगा. It becomes a little national here. The last line is the conclusion. Yeah. Okay. So that's going to be all for today. अब मुझे बताओ tone of the author क्या है? Yes. Yes, Vinayak. Exactly. It's not completely about removal of English, but about promoting regional languages. And still, you can keep English, but it should not be your medium of instruction in higher education. That is what the author is focusing on. The tone is absolutely argumentative, full of arguments, pros, against, full of arguments. It is argumentative, absolutely correct, Vinayak. Okay, it is argumentative. This is one thing with a hint of critical, of course, but that also becomes argumentative. So, argumentative is the tone I'm going to choose. Everyone, look at the schedule for last lap to CLAT and look at our schedule for ALET crash course. Today is 26th. आज class नहीं है last lap to CLAT or crash course दोनों की. You'll have to check our YouTube channel for that nonetheless. Let's move on and please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you still haven't done that, comment under the video if you think the class has been beneficial for you, follow us on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Telegram and download app on Google Play. I'm going to see you very soon next week and work really hard everyone. I have a class with you in the toppers batch today everyone at 3 I believe. Please make sure you come live, we have many things to discuss. Bye everyone, have a very good day, happy learning. Bye everyone. This video takes a bit of time to shut.